Good morning. It's kind of a heavy morning this morning. I think we had a little soft rain last night. This is one of the flowers that my wife has growing by our house. This is a hydrangea plant, and what's remarkable to me is how one plant can have different flowers and actually even different colors of flowers in such an intricate pattern. It's really just remarkable. I love looking at this plant and kind of marveling at how God did that. How did that happen? So, with that as an introduction, let me come back over and sit down and go through the gospel for today. This is the 15th week. Let me set up here. Sorry about that. The 15th week in ordinary time. And our gospel today is from the Gospel of Matthew. We continue to struggle with COVID-19. We're still working on what we're going to do this fall for school. Some parts of the country are going to be more restrictive than others, and maybe we'll get inside the classroom this fall, but it all depends on how we keep our masks on and keep social distancing and try to prevent the spread of the COVID-19. We also continue to talk about racism and the issues with racism. On Thursday evenings at 8 o'clock, we have a Zoom meeting on racism. The information is in the in the bulletin, and if you would like to join us and you don't have the Zoom information, just send me an email at deacontim.donohue, DONOHUE, at holynameparish.com, and I'll be happy to send you an invitation to that meeting. So far, we've had a very good discussion, and we have a couple of ideas that we're working on there. So I'm thrilled that you're with me today on Wednesday morning in the 15th week of ordinary time. I'll try to do as little reading from my papers as possible, but I'm going to have to refer to them from time to time. So the Lord be with you and with your spirit. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time Jesus exclaimed, "I give praise to you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, for although you have hidden these things from the wise and the learned, you have revealed them to the childlike. Yes, Father, such has been your gracious will. All things have been handed over to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son wishes to reveal him." The Gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. Thanks to you, Lord Jesus Christ. So the part I'm going to pick out of this today is just faith, childlike faith. When Jesus talks like this about faith, the faith of a child, childlike faith, what's he talking about? What's he mean? Does it mean that we need to be children to have faith? I can only talk about how I understand my faith, and maybe that might help some of you who hear this reflection today. Faith to me is something I grasp, I accept, I know in my heart. Faith isn't something I can figure out or explain with a formula or an algorithm. The term childlike to me means trusting acceptance. Trusting because my mom said so, and the gospel and the catechism tell me so. Faith is a movement of my heart, not a result of deeper or more rigorous intellectual achievement. Faith lives in my heart, not my mind, but my mind tells me my faith lives in my heart. And faith powers the hope that I have the love I have for others, it leads me to daily joy, and it takes away the edge of my fear. When I read this gospel and talk about that childlike faith, I think of a very good friend of mine. He was a wonderful person who always shared things with others and was very talented, intelligent, and successful by so many different measures. But he struggled with his faith. He let his intellect get in the way of accepting the mysteries of our Catholic faith. He struggled to figure them out, to build the proof in his head about the Trinity and the Immaculate Conception in the Holy Eucharist. As he fought these beliefs, he moved away from the Catholic Church, and God was shifted out of a prime position in his life. He lost the vitality that hope can put in our lives. He had doubts. He had a moral compass more calibrated than anyone I knew. But the faith thing was an obstacle. He really did not want to accept that he could not figure out what God was about. He refused to accept God as God. To accept God as a child does, as someone to believe in, just to believe in, and not to analyze and critique and dissect and try to find the meaning of everything that happens. Every person who gets cancer who is in a car accident, why them? Why now? When he couldn't figure it out, he just kind of moved further away. Despite hours and hours of discussions, he was unable to find and fully embrace faith in Jesus Christ, totally and fully. We find faith in our humility, accepting that there are mysteries we will never fully understand until we join Jesus in heaven. Things that happen here on earth that are not explainable, do not make sense, or just don't seem to be fair to us. And we just won't know about them until we live with the saints in heaven. Without faith, we can lose that sparkle that joy gives us of hope in our daily lives. If we fumble with our faith, while we wait until we figure this all out, to map out how God did all of this, how he made those hydrangea plants, we lose the opportunity to open our hearts to accept the love and the grace and the hope that Jesus offers all of us. Somehow, I believe that when the minister read the 23rd Psalm to my friend at his deathbed, my friend remembered deep in his mind and in his heart all the conversations he had had about faith. And then he had a movement of his heart as he heard these words: "Even when I walk through a dark valley, I fear no harm, for you are at my side. Your rod and staff give me courage." And he was able to journey on without fear and found his place with the saints in heaven. God bless you this morning, this heavy kind of sprinkling rain that we're getting now this morning on a Wednesday morning. I hope this offers you something to think about today and the rest of the week until we get to the kids' liturgy on Sunday. Good luck on the back half of July, and let's hope that we run coronavirus out of Massachusetts by the time school starts in September. Again, God bless. We'll see you soon.